Hey y'all, it's Kosta. I help people break the system to build a better future. Today we're talking about how to operate a successful community living program. So as you might know, I've worked in the long-term care industry for 10 years, and during that time, I've learned a lot about what it takes to provide effective and quality long-term care. So when I started working in long-term care, I identified a gap between those needing more than intermittent care at home, which is step one in the care process, and those who were going into an assisted living facility or nursing home receiving 24-hour care, which is step three. And they didn't necessarily need that extreme yet. Most of the individuals who fell into this gap didn't need medical care, but still needed daily help with non-medical services and different parts of essential daily living. So we set out to create an environment where community is the focal point, but also gives people the freedom to do as much independently as possible. So community living allows people to essentially have affordable housing with the assistance from caregivers to maintain a higher quality of life. And this also allows a senior to still be part of a community without the debility that normally occurs in other facility-based care. What exactly is community living? Community living is affordable housing for seniors and people with disabilities that can stay integrated into their community and receive the necessary support to continue living an independent lifestyle. And in this industry, an example of community living is, say, someone has a stroke and has to go to a nursing home for 120 days to do rehab, but once they've completed the rehab, they're ready to go home. And they realize living as independently as before just isn't a safe option. So community living provides a place to keep receiving that long-term care and supervision while they continue to grow stronger and eventually go back to living completely independently. So what are the benefits of community living? This route can prevent you from having to go into a nursing home or an assisted living facility with hundreds of other people. And it's the best alternative for aging in place and aging in an independent environment. So this type of living situation allows people to stay easily connected with family, friends, and most importantly, their community as a whole. And another benefit is the freedom of these communities. You're free to come and go as you please without curfew or someone turning away your visitors because it's not correct visiting hours. You know, you get to continue setting your own schedule and your own personal routines. It's as close to how individuals were living prior to aging or their disability as possible. And that essentially is the entire goal. The majority of the time, we're relocating patients from nursing homes that are still able to live without the 24/7 hand-holding that allows them to go back to as normal of a life as possible. Of course, there is 24-hour care available if needed, but you have the freedom and the option to decide for yourself. Now let's focus on what services to provide in community living. Every community's needs are different, and that's why it's crucial to do your research. What we found is most beneficial in our area may be different from where you live. So here's what I found to be extremely beneficial in my 10 years in this industry. We group 2 to 3 people in one home. Think of it as college roommates. And we provide a staff member for up to 24 hours a day, providing non-medical home health care. Personally, I find rent-to-own homes, and we put 3 people with similar disabilities or situations and provide them to access 24-hour care. We furnish the common spaces such as the living room and the kitchen and provide items that everyone needs in the home such as utensils and dining ware. We let people bring in their own bedroom furniture. And individuals still have the responsibility of buying their own groceries and often do so with food stamps and other government assistance. We provide delivery for groceries and, in certain situations, transportation to doctor's appointments. Other services that we offer are cooking, cleaning, personal hygiene, and the majority of the time, it's the non-medical needs that are being addressed. This also includes, most importantly, keeping them integrated in the community. because the less time we spend in the home and the more time we spend out in the community, we can achieve our ultimate goal, community integration. We typically work off of a 3-to-1 care ratio. And that is why community living is better than any other long-term care service. With the staffing ratio we mentioned earlier, community living provides more one-on-one time with individuals than you would receive living in other long-term care facilities like a nursing home. Once a person's health declines or aging begins to take a toll on everyday activities and chores, going into community living can help ease into those next steps of less independence. And if you're dealing with a chronic illness or a disability, community living is a fantastic option sooner rather than later. And these services are typically available to those in the lowest income bracket and also Medicaid beneficiaries. Now, if you're asking how long are these services provided, the bottom line is, since it's long-term care, as long as needed. How do you start building a successful community living program? You're gonna start this the same way you'd start any home care business. Instead of recruiting caregivers to be sent into a client's home, I'd encourage you to start looking for homes, furnishing the common areas, and hire the staff, which is typically 5 staff members per home. Then you go out, find the clients, and fill these homes and start providing services. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope this helped you better understand community living and the benefits of keeping our aging population as independent as possible. And if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below.